Today we're going to be replacing a battery on a 2000 Toyota Camry. Now this is a fairly simple procedure. You just need a couple of really simple tools to get the job done. And I have them right here. Habib the mechanic has a 10mm socket wrench. And I also have a big pair of pliers. And the reason you're going to need that, if you're lucky enough to have a deep well socket, which I do not have, you'll need that for this bolt down over here. On the J hook, okay? Because as you can tell, that's not going to fit down far enough, so I can use the pliers on that. But we're going to get to that in a second. First thing we have to do is disconnect the battery cables. So that's where you need the 10mm socket, and all you do is just stick it on there. And we're just going to loosen that right up. You want to take off the negative cable, negative battery cable, because that will disconnect the rest of the metal from the car and prevent any other problems. So negative is disconnected and mostly out of the way. Put it up there, that's fine. And now we're safe. The only thing, of course, you don't want to do is drop the wrench on the battery terminals. Just put the socket on the other one. We're going to loosen that up. Okay, that might be enough. That'll do. There we are. And we'll just kick that out of the way over here. And that's that. Now you see I do have a little corrosion here, but I'm replacing the battery, so it doesn't make a difference. Okay, now we got a bolt right here on the bracket. This is also 10mm, so just put your wrench on there. And we're just going to back this one all the way out. And that's that. Okay, now we're going to take this bolt off. Now again, if you do have a deep well socket, you can go right on there and take this right off, but I don't have the luxury of that, so I'm going to use a big pair of pliers here. And I'm just going to keep spinning this all the way off. And you'll see that the bracket is getting loose. Let's see if that's enough. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. Okay, this is what we just took out. This is called the J hook or J bolt or J something, because it looks like a letter J. And what that does is it cinches down the top part of or the back part of the hold down for the battery to the battery tray and clamps everything down nice and tight. But now you see that once we got this out, we're able to swing this out of the way over here. Okay, now let's pull the battery out. Now be careful because it is very heavy. There's lead in it, and that's why it's so heavy. Just pull that right out, put that down here, and now we're off to the auto parts store to get a new battery. Okay, so you see we have a new battery now. It's black on top instead of yellow. Next thing you want to do is clean up the contacts here, the battery clamps, and make sure they don't have corrosion in them. So I have this brush here, which I reviewed in another video. I'll put the link in the description for that. And I'm just going to go in here and wire brush this up real nice, and then we're going to do the same with the other side. I took the battery out for a second to show you how to install the J hook, and what you're going to see is down in here this piece right here has a hole in the side of it there, and you hook the J hook in there like that, and then that clamps down on the top part of the battery. Okay, so now we have the J hook installed. You just hook it in at the bottom and put it right through the hole in the top here. Just make that finger tight for this minute because we have to shimmy the bracket over right here and put its 10mm bolt in. So you can just start that by hand. like that. And we'll tighten down that bolt. Okay, that's fine. And now we can tighten down this here. Again, if you have a deep socket, it would definitely be your best friend. But I'm just going to fight with this till I get it tight. Okay, we're about all set now to hook up the battery clamps back onto the battery here. Now when you do this, you want to put the positive on first, negative last. Positive first, negative last. You should put some sort of grease or something on these contacts here to help prevent corrosion and stuff. So I have some grease here. I'm just going to smear that on here. Give it a nice coating like that. And that should be fine. Okay, we're all set now, so we're going to put this clamp on. Just kind of move it into position, slam it on down, and now we're just going to tighten up the bolt on that. Now we're getting tight. Okay, now we're going to put the negative cable back on. Now, a couple of things that you need to know. Number one, there may be a small spark that's drawn when you do this. Number two, and mostly important, is if you have a remote start system in your vehicle, you'll want somebody else standing on the brake pedal to prevent the engine from starting. Because typically when those get re-energized, for some reason, they go and try to start the engine right away. And if you don't have a good enough connection here, then all kinds of havoc will wreak loose. So let's just go ahead, connect that, and now we're going to tighten that down. Just try it by hand for a little bit. It's starting to get tight now, good. Okay, new battery's in. Here's the moment of truth. If I have the right key. Beautiful. No problem at all. Anyway, I hope that helped you out. If it did, make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.